He's all over my body. He's all over my body.
Girl, you so silly.
That song is the joint.
Yes, I am.
Hmm?
I'm supposed to hear you?
Yes.
I have nothing. Nothing. One, two, 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 two. Yes. Okay.
Oh, they must have been here. Y'all must have been really doing some stuff yesterday. They didn't turn down mics and everything. Oh, cleaning. Oh, okay. First 48.
New favorite internet radio, Power 108.9.
You want to answer that, don't you? I bet it's just killing you seeing the soft glow just inches away. Someone wants to tell you something or ask you something. Oh, come on, answer it already. Just so we're clear, that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your inner voice. Don't text and drive.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We've got new shows, new guests, and new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com to get all of the updated news and happenings here at Power. Thanks for listening.
Hello, everybody. This is Soul Therapy Radio with Miss Ruby D. And of course, we have Miss Nubia, Soul Goddess, in here as always. And we have our special guest, Mr. Bobby French.
Hello.
Karaoke singing extraordinaire. But on today's show, we are going to be discussing a topic that I don't think people have probably talked about it before. But the topic today is called Close to Healing. And this show is sponsored by Artistic Natural Body Care, which is therapeutic skin food. And it's where skincare and self-care meet. You can find us online at www.shopanb.com and enter promo code SOUL21 and get 21% off your order. So make sure you check out that website, www.shopanb.com. And today we are celebrating a very special milestone for the show. This is our 1-year anniversary. I think it was exactly a year ago today. I think our first show was on the 21st. I believe so. Right. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But today I, wanted to have a very special discussion because as some of you may know, you may not know, you're going to find out today, but I am a chakra expert. I'm an energy therapist and so all that. And of course, on this show, we talk about mental health, emotional health, energetic health, and stuff like that. And today, with today's show topic, Close to Healing, I wanted to touch on the fact that of course, we know that mental illness is huge. Most people suffer from some level of mental illness to some degree, or either unhealthiness. I think for us, if you haven't been clinically diagnosed as a mental illness or having a mental illness, then you think you're okay. And it's just like, no, that's not necessarily true, because between being mentally healthy and having a mental illness, there is some mental unhealthiness that's in there. And you don't all of a sudden go from being mentally healthy to just being mentally ill. There's an in between that we have to talk about. Yeah, you have to get there at some kind of way. So before we get too much into the topic, Miss Nubia, why are you over there?
Because you know how he can't spell, right? And I'm watching him.
And we were just talking about that too.
I'm watching him type everything in, and I'm just like,
No, boo-boo.
No, that's not
No,
it.
boo-boo. That's not it. He's like, huh? But that's not it. But tell me what you think about today's topic.
It's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the topics are always necessary. Mental health is a huge issue worldwide.
Right.
It's affecting every aspect, especially down to the children.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of the mental illnesses start with us as children because of whatever our parents were programmed to do.
That part.
You know, and it's a cycle. It just keeps repeating.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Agree. And with today's topic, when I say close to healing, what I'm referring to is being closed-minded, because, you know, when it comes to mental illness, you know, everybody had that uncle back in the day that was in the back room, or that aunt that was in the back room with the door closed. Don't nobody go back there and, you know, mess with them, talk to them. They just bring them their food, somebody, and that's right. It, you know, and it's just like, make sure Junebug eat. You know, you say Junebug, but yeah. But everybody had that relative that was in the back room. You really didn't talk, you know, about mental illness, whatever it may have been that they were dealing with. And we've just been so close-minded to that. We're quick to call somebody crazy. We're quick to call somebody retarded and just leave it at that. Right. And to me, I look at that as being closed-minded. It's just like, you know that there's something going on there, but you're not willing to open your mind to something else to get that person help, or to either get them out the back room, get them out there to see a therapist or psychotherapist or whoever they need to get in touch with. Right. But and that creates that cycle. Exactly. That keeps going cycle on from generation to generation. Exactly. So with Mr. Bobby here, y'all know I talk about going to karaoke. I've been going to karaoke since I've been here, and he's, you know, Mr. Karaoke DJ. He made it really fun and everything, and of course that's how he and I met. And just with speaking with him and talking to him, he's supporting my business. He's purchased my books. He's, you know, just getting to know him and know about him. I was like, oh, he has a very different. He's not most people that I'm out like that, because he's very open. Exactly. So, and of course he's an older generation. So, you know, that's rare. You know, when it comes to our older generation, they, you know, set in their ways, like set. It ain't no stepping outside of that mental. Right. That's how they do. Oh, is that you? No, okay, that makes sense. But Mr. French, I want you to go ahead and just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and your spiritual belief or insight.
Okay, my name is Bobby French. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. Been living here in Atlanta since 1985. Okay. My formal education and training is in computer science. I was a programmer analyst for about 18 years. And after the entire lot of us were outsourced to a IT company and then subsequently let go, I had a decision to make. I was like, do I go back to school and update my skill set, or do I turn some of these expensive habits or hobbies rather that I had into you know, a business? And that's what I decided to do. I said, okay, I love singing, I always have, so I did. I started karaoke business. I had a lot of expensive prosumer electronics and video cameras and cameras, so I started a videography business and a photography business. So all three of them started at the same time. Virtually, nice. I was doing them all at the same time by myself. So I was doing a karaoke. You would hire me, and you would get the whole karaoke DJ, a videographer, and a photographer, and
he was spinning it,
spinning it. Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of crazy how it happened. But the karaoke side of it is the one that really just took legs and did its thing. So I've been doing that since 2003, across the city pretty much. I was on the south side, downtown, east side, doing my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm like most people that listen to their parents and you kind of like follow their lead, because after all, you're new to the world. You're having to learn everything, and everything that you learn, you want to trust.
Right.
And trust is a big deal, because you never know when you're going to get the truth, but you kind of want to believe that your parents are always going to give you the real. And so you follow in their beliefs and footsteps and whatnot. So I was a churchgoer, a God-fearing person, all of the things
All of the above.
that they tell you that this is how you're supposed to be and whatnot. And I did that until I didn't. And then I didn't. And I didn't when I believed something else. I started questioning everything. And through the process of questioning everything, I developed a new way of being.
Right.
A new way of interacting and understanding. And so now it's like I'm new in everything. I'm trying to understand everything that I thought I knew. And so it's pretty profound in that sense that I don't really believe a lot of things that I once did.
Right.
So
I think we all go through, at some age, we start to question. Of course, as kids, that's what mama said, and that's what we're going to do. And then as you get a little bit older and go through your teenage years, you're like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. And then you become an adult and you're like, wait a minute, a lot of stuff don't make sense.
Right.
Why this and why that? And then, of course, you're told, don't worry about it. And God got this and Jesus this, and this what the Bible's saying. You don't question this and you don't do that and everything. And it keeps us closed-minded.
Right.
And when you, for so long, not have a reason why you do certain things, then, like, for instance, of course, when we grow up, we're told, go to school, get you one of them good education, so you want them good jobs and make good money. You got to have 4 good jobs to get you some good money right now. Right. It ain't just one. But
good student loan back.
Right. But once you get so many good jobs, you start stressing and stuff ain't working out right like you thought it was. Then of course you start stressing, you start having anxiety, you have all this other stuff that's going on. And then once you get to the point where it becomes so bad and you want to seek help, then it's just like you can't talk to your mom because your mama gonna tell you to pray. Get on your knees, go read the Bible. You need to go to church. You ain't been to church in a long time. And it's just like, when I tried that, I was doing, but I'm in a situation that I'm in. Well, keep going. It's coming, baby. It's coming. You just got to be patient.
That ain't going to work.
And it's just like,
that ain't going to work over here.
Right. And then, of course, you come across something new and then you're like, oh, this sounds good, but I don't know what my mom gonna think. I don't know what my daddy gonna think. I don't know what my friends going. And then even if it's some new information that replaces the old, something that could be very beneficial, that could actually help you, you don't take advantage of it or you don't move forward with it because you still worried about what your mama gonna say.
Programming.
Exactly. And it's just like, that's how being closed-minded keeps you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically unhealthy, ill.
Right.
I first questioned God at 7.
Really?
Yeah, I was 7 years old.
What did you say?
I wanted to be a Cub Scout. I wanted to be a Cub Scout really bad. Don't you realize that's what I mean, really bad. But I wanted to be a Cub Scout really bad, and I was in 2nd grade. And my mother told me we couldn't afford that. And so I decided to attend the Cub Scout meeting anyway.
7.
And, yeah, and so prior to that, I had prayed so hard to God. I was like, this is just something very simple. I thought, you could do this. Like, he can do all these other things I've been learning that he can do, but he can't make me a Cub Scout. So I was like, oh, there's no God. After that happened, I was like, yeah. And I've kind of been on that mindset ever since. So
Oh, so at 7,
Yeah.
and it took something, as simple as that. It's like these days people have to lose a house, they have to lose a car, they have to lose a leg, they got to lose so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
to get to the point where they're like, okay, maybe I should think a little further beyond
Right.
what
maybe
I've
you
been
should put
taught.
that
It's
pork
like-
chop down. All that smoked gravy on there.
What?
Huh?
they the poke chop.
But I'm just saying, for him to be set to just register like, okay, if you say this is what it's supposed to be and it wasn't this, then clearly it's not this.
Right.
Yeah.
If A, B, then not C, and
Not
all this
C,
other kind of
right.
stuff. But then you got grown people walking around that stress the TF out. And it's just like, now you scared to question something because
Of what your mama said.
right, and because of what you're supposed to believe. That's not to say that you shouldn't believe that you should. This is not a discussion about us trying to convince you to think otherwise, to be otherwise, to live otherwise, or anything like that. But just the simple fact of being open-minded about things and how being open-minded could actually put you in a better situation or put you in a better mental space than where you currently are. So, and
That's controlled by fear, I think.
Yeah. definitely.
Yeah.
The way
And-
the majority of people think is based in fear,
Fear.
first.
Mhm.
Because
Fear-based.
fear is the single most powerful, I think, emotion, and to control what people do.
Yeah.
Mhm. That is absolutely correct.
Do,
Yeah.
think, feel, the whole nine. Everything
Yeah.
is based in fear. You don't do something because you're afraid that what your parents, friends, peer group are going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Fear-based theology.
Right. But we are going to continue this conversation because I want to get a little more into this. We just basically touched the surface. So once we come back, we are going to talk a little bit more about how being closed-minded can keep you in a state of mental illness or mental suffering. This is Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby. Newbie is here, and we got Bobby. Ruby, Newbie, and Bobby. Like Ruby. Wait, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But this is Soul Therapy Radio on Power 108.9.
So therapist.
Where? I am talking.
Mental illness, huh?
Listen, after the week
Well-
I've had, huh? Oh.
Is it recording?
I've had such an interesting week. Mercury retrograde has really
Yes,
shown
you
its
have.
tail.
Yes, you have had a very interesting week. Glad y'all can't hear my stomach.
Oh,
Drink some water.
not the stomach round.
What's up, Facebook? This is Soul Therapy Radio. We are discussing closed to healing. How being closed-minded keeps you in a place of suffering. Now, let me stop exaggerating. But it can definitely keep you in a place of suffering.
Give me free.
For real.
I lost it all. My friends, my loved ones.
And we are back here on Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby, Miss Nubia, and our special guest in the studio, Mr. Bobby French. And we are discussing how closed-minded thinking can contribute to your mental illness or your mental unhealthiness, and how being open-minded can actually make it better for you.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually going to use myself as an example.
Lord,
I don't like people to connect with me through trauma. No, I don't want you to be my friend like that. But, I have to give you all just a little bit of insight sometimes. But pretty much, I remember one particular night when I was living in Florida, the place where or the point in my life where I decided that I had to think outside of the box and be more open-minded about things. I think at some point we all have a moment like Bobby where you're just like, you question something and then that kind of triggers you to start questioning other things, and you start to think differently, and you start to research, you start to read things, you start to look up stuff, and it's just like, the more you look for stuff, the more you find, and then it's just like, whoa, wait a minute, this is too much. This is too much. Let me just pull back and focus on me. And that was kind of how it was with me. And that's how I came across the chakras and meditation and stuff like that, and actually started doing that. Now, had I been closed-minded, I would have looked at it and been like, oh, that's not something I'm into. That's not anything I've ever heard of.
Right.
That's not anything my mom would approve of or anything like that. But the more I read about the chakras and stuff like that, I was like, this is not associated with any particular sex, any particular religion, any particular ethnicity or anything like that. This is just all me. Yeah. It has to do with me and only, and I don't have to seek somebody outside myself, seek something outside of myself. It's all about making sure I'm in a good place, making sure I become the best version of me, and not having to go to a book in order for me to say, okay, according to this book, I have to do A, B, and C, and then I'll be an upstanding citizen in the community. No. But I think that because I was willing to be open-minded, then that's definitely how I got to where I am now, and how I'm able to connect with people that are the same way. Because right now I know a lot of people that are closed-minded, and sorry, I just had to take a deep breath on that.
Okay,
but they're continuing to suffering, right? They're okay with not being open to something else. And then I have to tell them, well, you do know if you learn something new, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to adapt to that and completely abandon everything that you've known prior to this point. You just take what you need and leave the rest, especially if it's going to help you.
Right.
So I'm going to ask both of y'all, have you all been in a situation where new information would have been beneficial for you and you left it? So, I mean, either one of y'all can answer it first. Hard question.
New information would have been beneficial, but I left it.
Yes. You might have to go back. I have probably 5 or
no,
something.
I haven't. I really just hear, and I understand what's being said to me in a way that I can distinguish whether it's something that I need to know or whether it's something I don't need to know.
Right.
And based on that alone, it's whether it's beneficial or not will be determined at that moment.
Right.
Okay.
I can say the same. And I think it really depends on who it's coming from sometimes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people can present something to you the wrong way. So you're like, it sounds like that might be good. But let me stick a pin in it. So let me ask a couple of questions first, because you want to make sure. You know, like you said, you want to determine beforehand, so that way you can say whether or not this is really going to be beneficial or not. Because what may be beneficial to that person that's bringing it to you may not really be beneficial to you. Like, everybody's on this new fix your credit phase business. I'm like, yo, don't come to me with that. I ain't trying to open no credit business.
Like, not beneficial
That's
for me. Right
not now. Beneficial for me.
Exactly.
Got it.
It's got to be in line with your mission in life.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, because if it doesn't support your mission, then it's not beneficial to the mission. You know. So.
Right. That's the thing. If you are dealing with a mental illness and you're trying to get better, and somebody presents information to you that's gonna make it better, and you know for a fact that it sounds like, oh, that really could help this and this and that. Well, how I go about doing it And then I started talking about chakras and meditation and stuff like that. Oh, well, my mama said. Then it's just like, but you just said this would be beneficial for you. So you're not gonna just at least read more about it or hear more about it simply because that's not what you're used to.
It's like he said before, it's fear,
Of course.
and I think it's laziness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
people
also
don't
a
wanna do no
testament.
work.
Yeah, it's
Be-
also
right.
right, it's also a testament to the power of media.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that part.
Exactly.
Like I believe that there's one mental illness you can't help,
And, what's
and
that?
that's the one that you get from the crapshoot of childbirth. You
Mhm.
can be born physically handicapped in the
Right.
mind.
Mhm.
You can't help that. The other one is the mental sickness that the media will put on the people,
It's a lot of
and it can create an entire world of people that they are dependent on what somebody else is saying to them in order to function,
Right.
because it's
Yeah.
like they have no original thoughts of their
Thoughts.
own anymore.
Right.
So you always looking for something or someone else to decide these things in your life for you.
Yeah, and I can see that, especially if you're watching the news and somebody says chakras are bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to stay away from that. I got to make sure. But then here I come. We've been friends for 50 years. Okay, maybe not 50 because I ain't 50. Okay, 5 years. We've been friends for 5 years, and you know me, and you know I'm not going to go out here and harm nobody. You know I ain't finna shoot nobody. You know I ain't finna shank, stab, none of that.
Mhm.
Nobody.
Right.
But then I tell you, oh, I've been working on my chakras and I balanced them and I wrote a book on it and blah, 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 this and this and that. Oh, we can't be friends and this and that because I heard on TV.
What?
Yeah.
But you know me.
Right.
And you know how I move and you know how I do things. And it's just like,
Mhm.
all right, stay where you at. When you want to get better, because eventually at some point, a lot of times the thing that I do is plant seeds.
Right.
And people, well, remember that time? Oh, now you want to know. Oh, now you want to know because what you've been doing still ain't working. Is that what you're saying?
That's what they saying.
I read that Mark Twain said that it's easier to fool a person than to convince them that they've been fooled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so when you are in it, you've been in it for so long and you've been going team this way for so long, and then here Ruby comes and says, hey, I can introduce you to the light.
Yeah.
If you would just turn your back on that for a second long enough to listen,
Mhm.
once again, the power of media.
Right.
If
Right.
every commercial that you see now that advertises drugs
Mhm.
Mhm.
on TV, if those were advertisements in support of chakras and metaphysicals,
More
thing,
people would be.
it would be the norm.
Yeah.
People would be
Mhm.
convinced that this is the way, even though it's the truth.
Right.
Most times, what they're telling us is not so truthful.
Right. Exactly.
Just like they said on White Chicken.
People around.
That's
My
that
mama
one
watch it.
time I'm gonna say my mama said.
Right.
And that's
You better
gonna
watch
be
that
the
chicken.
truth.
You better wash that chicken and pluck them few extra feathers off that they
Right.
left on there. Don't fry them with the feathers on there. And do not use dishwashing liquid when you wash your chicken.
Mhm.
But I remember, I don't know how it happened, but I know you had asked me about book. Was that the first time you ever come across chakras or
Yes.
heard about it?
Yes.
Or
Oh.
and okay, share with us your thoughts about it, your experience, or what made you more interested about it.
It was just, well, my life changed, I can say, when I realized how sick I was from the way I was living,
Mhm.
and in particular, what I was choosing to put in my body.
Mhm.
And knowing that the things I were doing were unhealthy. Healthy. I was always on this mission to do better, be better, eat better, all this exercise and all these things,
Mhm.
and nothing. And so we get all this all the time. We get bombarded with this program and that program, and these infomercials about this and that and the other, and we
Right.
try them. And I did it, and I had some success. And the reason I failed is because I wasn't convinced in my mind yet. And when it
Okay.
happened for me, I heard a YouTube video about food, and it resonated with me in a way where it changed my life forever. And I hadn't had those foods since November 26, 2016. And so from doing that,
Mhm.
I found that everything about me changed. The way I thought, the way I smelled things, the way I saw things, it changed for me. And so when I ran across the chakras, I was like, that's when my open-mindedness came. When all of the ideas about food and my health and things kind of like took the forefront, all these other
Mhm.
things made me open my mind up to everything else that was coming at me.
Mm.
And so I was looking at, like, I can immediately decide what's coming at me, whether it's, keep growing, keep passing,
Right.
or stay right here in front of me for a minute, And the chakras is one of those things that said, stay in front of me for a minute. And it's just
Mhm.
like, okay, remain there. This feels good. I need to try to learn this.
Right.
So in a way, I'm a child in the chakras, and it's cool with me because I think if you're not a child in life, then you're never learning. You're not quite really learning and being the best
Mhm.
person you can be. I feel like if you're always an infant in something, then you have a vigor,
Right.
you have a life, you have like a drive,
Passion
towards something,
for
But
it.
when you get
Yeah.
like, I know it all and I don't need to learn something. I need to stay right here. I'm good. I don't know about that over there. But no, welcome it, accept it,
Mhm.
and know that you can embrace it and find value in it.
Right. And know that it's in some way going to be able to help you, because I think like now a lot of people have a hard time with discernment. They don't know what's going to be beneficial for them. They don't know what's not. But once you get to the point, and that's one thing that I really try to stress with people when I talk about the chakras, it's just like everybody has a lymphatic system, a skeletal system, everybody has an energy system. And it has, like I said, it has nothing to do with religion or anything like that. And just like every other part of your body, that's a part of your body that you need to be familiar with. And people, you know how you meet those people, it's just like something always happening to you. You always got something going on. What's wrong with your life? And you just and it's just like they do not have a good sense of discernment, not a clear sense of discernment. And balancing your chakras helps you become more aware and helps you to pay attention to what's for you and what's not for you.
Right.
I'm not out here asking you to commit to this other god or join this cult or nothing like that. I ain't asking you to do nothing.
Not the code.
Right. I'm not asking
Don't
you to
drink
do
the Kool-Aid. Don't do it.
I'm not asking you to come out here and do something that's just like way out of your norm.
Right.
The only thing that I ask people to do when balancing their chakras is to become a better you. Find peace in your life. Find happiness in your life. Be aware of what your energy is. Some of the stuff that come to us, we know it's not good for us. You know that you knew that girl wasn't for you when you met her. You knew that guy wasn't for you when you met him, but you did it anyway.
Now look at you.
Right.
Half falling out.
Right. Stuff messed up. You blowing up my phone, complaining all the time.
Your credit is shot.
You gotta put them on child support. But I'm just saying, if you balanced your chakras, you probably wouldn't have been in that situation, because you would have known this ain't good for my energy. This I love me too much to put myself in that situation. But what else did I want to say? Yeah, like I was saying about being open-minded. Be open-minded is completely okay. Like I said, just because I tell you something new doesn't mean you have to take it and run with it and forget everybody else in your life and just be here and that's it. No, just take what you need. If the only thing that you need from this is, you know what, I have an energy body and I need to stop ignoring red flags. If that's all you get out of it, that is like a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's people out here ignoring red flags, blue flags, yellow flags, just You just ignoring them all. It's like if you just notice one,
Just one.
you know what? I'm good. As long as you notice that one, I'm good. But Mike, you gonna chime in today? What was he over there trying to spell? I'm just curious to know.
My name.
Oh, okay then. Well, while he figures that out, we're gonna take a break.
Oh, he
real
got it
quick.
right.
Oh, okay.
After
you was
yeah, like hold up. Nah, you finna do this in front of me.
Yeah, we gonna take a break real quick on Soul Therapy Radio with Miss Ruby and Miss Newbie and our special guest, Mr. Bobby French over here. This is Power 108.9.
Everybody always want to put an extra N on the end of Nubia. Like, no. It's
just-
Nubia. Soul goddess. Nubian.
And it's the Nubian without the N.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, and he was going with it like he knew. I was like,
That's great. No, that's great.
Keep going. Oh, right there.
he talking about, like, look over there. Huh? Don't be looking at what I'm doing because you over there messing up.
Focus. You know your focus.
Now, and then later I would have been like, I didn't get the tag. Well, I tagged you. No, you didn't. You tagged somebody else. I don't know who that is, but that's not me.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Mike. You just stay over there. Like, didn't we have this conversation earlier? Him and them ends. But the
Banana, the cinnamon.
Nubian.
Like, what is band?
Banana.
Oh. No. But get you some stickers of fruit and stick it on there. That's how you be creative.
We're developing a new way to communicate now, where the old way of spelling, is obsolete.
What? Yes, I do.
That's what
You
he
can't
said.
get banana band
What?
anywhere in the day of the week. That I don't get that.
It wasn't even close.
I bet I will. Because they don't go together.
You gotta have something.
So the other one, you had
Watermelon
sin.
moonshine.
What am I supposed to sin?
You gotta have it. You gotta have something.
If it had said CINN, I would have been like, oh, okay, here's SIN. That's a lie.
Gonna make all the sense.
No,
As soon as you
y'all make it to me.
That's what it is.
Oh,
Oh, it's
no.
recording. Y'all, this is Soul Therapy Radio here on Power 108.9. This is Ruby, and we have
You
Miss
want the sound?
Nubia.
You want the sound?
No, it's for my podcast. I'm trying something.
But I'm saying, we can record the sound for you, sir.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes.
Oh,
They have the
okay.
technology.
Yeah, we got the technology. Don't
Michael
don't get banned.
Michael be checking in on the show like Frank Ski.
Don't
just
get
like
banned.
come in every now and again, like he
What?
Frank Ski or
Look,
something.
did you-
Stay over there with your non-spelling self.
Hold on, like I'm who? Do not ever. Hold on, y'all want me to talk?
Wow.
Y'all want me to talk? Do not ever put me on that category.
Wow.
Don't do that.
Wow.
People don't hand me papers and say read this. They don't do that. I don't have to go to a club every Saturday night.
Put him right.
Well, all right then. Thank you guys for that short intermission. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
I don't have to leave and come back.
Oh, he said you run this.
A whole year, y'all. A whole year. And it's just like, wow. I'm proud of me, y'all. Thank you,
Happy
Michael, for the
anniversary.
opportunity. I appreciate it.
Sorry.
Even though you didn't remember who I was the second time I met you, like, oh, no, that's all right. But I reminded you. He remembered. That's what I reminded him.
We tell all your stuff today.
But it's cool.
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
cool. Even when I first met him, I was like, oh, he's such a cool dude. Oh my gosh. And then I came back to the next show. Hey, who you?
You know the excuse I always tell people, right?
What's that?
I met so many people.
Yeah, no, I interview about 1,200 people a year
Mhm.
on the morning show. So I meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
I know
kept
you
coming
now.
back. You do. And I feel so
They
very
still don't know
special.
me. You know how I
Spell your
know?
name wrong?
Right. You can't spell my name.
But okay, we were talking about Close to Healing and Mr. French. We want to thank you for being here. Y'all know if y'all want to come sing karaoke with me, because I'm be there tomorrow. Like I am every Monday. You
Like
are there tomorrow,
clockwork.
right?
I am.
Oh, you already took your vacation for the year.
Um,
But yeah, don't be a Bigelow's.
Karaoke.
Oh.
So that became the thing to say.
Tainted. It became tainted.
Ooh.
But yeah, Bigelow's off of Gresham. Yeah, we gonna have fun. We're gonna sing, but y'all come late because when y'all be coming early, y'all be taking away from my turn to sing. So
Oh.
I'm gonna get mine early.
Oh.
But you know, we were talking about being closed-minded to healing, and like I said, the reason I wanted to have this conversation is because it's so many people going around as closed-minded and just thinking because somebody does something differently for you and it works, oh, it's a problem. How many times have y'all been cussed out by somebody, or I cussed out by somebody? But let me put it like this. You try to mention something to somebody or educate them, enlighten them. And then all of a sudden want to say, well, everybody that does this is something wrong with y'all. It's something bad. I would never do this. That don't make sense. You worship the devil.
Ooh.
You this, and that. And it's like,
Ooh, child, I got that.
but I wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, y'all need to stop that.
Yeah.
Because that one person y'all talking about could be the very person that you need to help you get through your situation. And everybody else that you go to turns you away.
Or everybody else is the shit that you doing.
Exactly. They telling you it's okay. Yeah, do that.
On with
It's
the same
okay.
little thing you've been doing all this time.
Because it gets you attention.
Right.
It gets you whatever else, money or however
Right.
else you're using it to your advantage, because you really don't want to heal. You're just looking for some sympathy
Right.
and whatnot.
I heard somebody tell me
But-
they had anxiety, and they said it in a way that they were proud to say it.
Oh.
Like,
I ain't never proud to say I got
Like,
anxiety.
no, really. I mean, and it was a guy that told me, it's like, man, I got anxiety. I have anxiety. And it's a testament to the climate of the environment in the world. Everything that's wrong with you can be diagnosed as a mental condition in order to prescribe you a drug.
Right.
So
That-
how is anxiety a drug? How is you not being to cope with something? You need a drug in order to do that. How is it that you're always depressed about this and that and whatever? You need a drug in order to function. So
Yeah.
it's almost like it's normal for people to have things wrong with them and to
Pop a pill.
and to
for
say it
it.
and to try to garner support and have other
Mhm.
people come out and say, yeah, I'm going through the same thing. And the next thing you know,
Mhm.
everybody, all those people are on this drug until there's another drug.
Or until
Right.
there's a settlement coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just one of those things where whatever they push on TV, it's like the masses. Everybody want to be involved with it. Everybody want to
Yeah.
be included. It's about inclusion. I have anxiety, but I don't use it to get attention. It's like
Mhm.
if something's going on, I'm like, yo, I'm about to let me go somewhere else with it so I'm taking the medicine. I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I rather deal with it a natural way, a holistic way,
Right.
but to use it like that, like
I know.
I I can't. That doesn't
Nah.
make sense to me.
But I think everyone has. I think everyone has it. Everyone has times when they are anxious,
Right.
and some people just have them more often in the day than others.
Mhm.
But I don't think that it's. I mean, when you become knowledgeable of what's wrong with you and why, then you can be more, proactive
Proactive.
in the solution,
And that's what
as
I
opposed
tend to
to
do is be more
attempting to
proactive.
get the solution from somebody or
Right.
something else.
It's like you
Mhm.
try to keep your environment a certain way. You try to make sure you do certain activities, drink certain things, eat certain things, keep it
Mhm.
controlled in that way.
Right.
Versus people saying, well, I got these pills. I'm gonna
Yeah.
when it hit, I'm
Exactly. It's the truth.
I'm
Totally.
ready when it hit. But and then for people like us who are on a healing journey, who are in a certain place or have reached a certain level
Mhm.
in the healing journey, and we're happy and we're always in a good mood and stuff like that, and we crazy. I don't know, she on that stuff. What? I'm high off life. What are you talking about? Just like, I love to dance. I love music. And like back in the day when I was living in Mississippi, I would be out there dancing and just having a good time. I would be out there by myself. I didn't care. I would be the only one on the dance floor, just doing my thing.
Mhm.
When I come back to the table, people, what you been drinking?
Nothing.
I can't just enjoy the vibe, enjoy the music, and just be good. I got to have had something to drink or to have popped the pill or something.
With like some people would say, something wrong with you. Like,
Right.
something gotta be wrong with me.
Right. Because
I'm
I'm out
always
here.
in a mood. What mood? A mood. What mood? Like, I'm trying to understand.
A good mood? Because you always in a bad mood? Is that what you're saying? That what you're talking about?
Even with the crazy stuff that has happened to me, when I talk to you about it, I just be like comical about it because I'm like, yo, this is I might have to write this in a book like this. But what I'm gonna harp on it for?
Exactly.
I gotta take it and flip it and turn it around so the situation changes. It is like,
right. Don't
girl,
get
you
mad at me because
crazy.
I approach things differently from you. And I deal with them differently from you. And then I'm able to move on with my life and be happy and be in a
Right.
good mood. And you still back here soaking and sad and upset and whatever else you people do.
Yeah. Persistence is a really powerful molder and shaper of things. Because when you consider what one drop of water can do consistently and persistently over time,
it builds.
what it can do. And this is the power of what this repetitive programming that we receive day in and day out from TV and radio and
people.
But see, the people or the people are being moved in that way. And I'm the kind of person that when there's a flow of people going this way, I don't want to go. I want to go off to the side, the other way or something, because the reason they're going that way has already been determined why. And they don't even know why.
Right.
Or the reason they think they're going there is totally not why.
Right. And that I get completely. And it's just like this. And this is why I say people don't think. If you've been continuously doing this bad thing in your life and you see how it's affected your life all of this time, just imagine if you put that much time and effort and consistency into doing what you need to do in order to get better.
Right.
And it's just like, if you keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, then eventually you're going to feel better about it. You're going to be in a better situation. But because you've been in this negative situation so long, and once you try something new and you don't see results immediately, then it's just like, well, it's not working. You need to give it some more time. It's not like you just all of a sudden woke up and your life was just a horrible mess.
Thinking is the hardest work we'll ever do. That's why most people don't partake in it.
Y'all, we gonna write that down.
It's the hardest work you'll ever do. It's really why people don't do it. It's
and
easier.
Why they follow the mass.
Exactly.
They don't have to think.
Exactly. It's very easy just to conform.
Not think and just do.
Yeah.
And then don't even know why you doing. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm definitely a thinker. I get told I think too much.
But I'm like that too. Sometimes I be thinking to the point where I was just like, "Ooh, if I had this thought with somebody else, they probably think I'm crazy." I'm just gonna sit here and think to myself. I'm like, "How you think too much?"
You know, kids ask why all the time.
Yeah.
I think adults need to do that more.
Yes, I completely agree. People be like, "I like you. Why?" Well, because of this. Well, why? Well, what
Just
you
ask
mean? Why? Just what I said. If you can explain it to me, then that means you put some thought into what you're saying. You really feel this way.
But you know, people are so programmed now that even as two adults talking to each other, and when you start to ask why, they feel offended.
Exactly,
It's like,
because
what's
they don't
wrong
want to
with
answer the
you?
question.
No,
That's
it's
all
not
that
that they
is.
don't want. It's they
don't
can't.
know.
They can't
And
answer.
that too. They don't want to. They can't, and they just mad. But
Yeah, they'd be like, "Well, don't worry about why. Just
Why makes you prove?
what you mean?
Why
don't
makes
look, y'all.
just why makes you prove
That's it right
your
there."
position?
That's why it was always tough for black kids, because as kids we would always ask our parents why,
Mhm.
Oh,
And
they
what was
couldn't
their
get
answer?
No answer.
Because I
Yeah.
said
because I
so.
said
Because I
so.
said so,
Yeah,
yeah.
and now we're scared to ask that
Good
question
point.
or
Exactly.
answer the
Mhm.
question.
Good point. Good point. But y'all, this has been like such an amazing 1 year anniversary show. I thank you guys for being here with me. I knew you was gonna play that even before I got here. I was like, I know he gonna play that song. Yes. You gonna sing this a karaoke for me tomorrow? He's like,
It's
sing
your
that like that.
anniversary.
That's the joy.
Thank you. But yes,
It's our
Soul
anniversary.
Therapy 1 year.
Anniversary.
It's been a long year. I've learned a lot in this year. We've talked about a lot. Y'all can find past shows on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and you can find us on Instagram at soul_therapy_radio. And yeah, we're definitely gonna look forward to a much better year number 2.
Mm-hmm.
A much better year number 2. Again, shout out to Power 108.9 for the opportunity.
He cut it off because he saw I was having a moment.
And Michael, we appreciate you, man. Hey, that's Big Brother over there. He be looking out.
I
for
just
us.
hope this year he can spell my name right.
Yeah, we gonna get that right.
I'm gonna change it.
Do not change that. He just
Yeah.
learned it today.
It's gonna put a name tag on you.
Bobby with the jokes.
We'll never get that wrong again.
But y'all, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Newbie, for being here. Shout out to Tara.
You're welcome.
You know, she started with us early. She is still there. Make sure y'all check her out. Make sure you check out Newbie on the social media. And check out Bobby French at karaoke at Big Lowe's and Dudley's. And y'all can find me online. I'll be on there all the time posting stuff.
Yeah.
Spamming y'all. Bam, bam, bam. But y'all, that's it. We go ahead and go. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This is Soul Therapy Radio here on Power 108.9.
Hello.
That was cool.
That was a damn fresh shipping by mistake. Damn shipping was more than the shirt.
Oh wow! Back up.
Because
That's why you go out and say, hey, I did something. Y'all need to change this now.
Yeah, change it now.
I'm not paying that.
Mm-mm.
So my wife called me and be like, for real?
you
$13 for shipping?
More for the shipping than you did for the shirt.
Karaoke King.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's the one I was telling you. We be bringing moonshine. He be like, y'all ain't got the moonshine. Where's that?
We got some left over there.
Damn. That watermelon on the joint.
Man, it's cinnamon. I think I got some watermelon left.
Wait. There's something on the joint right here. This is the band. This is the band one right there. The band and what is sin?
Cinnamon.
Yeah, all I got is lemon, banana, and cinnamon.
You
We got
had
some more.
banana
I had a
before.
banana.
Yeah.
You had some?
And I wanted to ask you if I can.
Before her show.
What you mean?
Oh, that's
So what?
getting lit.
I do. That's what I use it for.
Oh, dude. Get lit.
Take
That's what I'm talking about. Hey.
My
Turn the
last,
lights on.
well, as
And I wanted to ask you if I could start sending this week like 25 every week. Or just,
I'll type changes on the invoice.
but that's what I was saying. Instead of you having to do like an invoice every time, I just automatically send it to you.
What, Cash App?
Like no, through PayPal. It's just that the way my money come in.
That's fine. I said I would set a billing up where you can do,
Oh,
because you had to set it up that way.
Oh,
Because I got a couple people that make 2 payments a month or so, but I would have to pay it up to where it says allowed to make
Make
payments or
sure-
something
yeah, I
like
know.
that. So we got you.
Okay.
We'll do it for you.
thank you.
Congratulations. I'm sitting in my wee with your bag. That was close. That'd have been a rough Sunday. Be careful with that damn bag.
Oh wait, pass me that water. I didn't drink that. No,
Yeah.
Like this open.
Good job. How long is it?
oh, it's gonna have to be under a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna be able to do all that in a minute. Well, y'all are good. Yeah, y'all be doing them damn.
But my
posts.
thing is, I get tired of him starting stuff with me and then not finishing. And it seems like when he think I need him the most, he back out on me. Like, I don't know if you remember me and James talking about this party we were supposed to go to. Tony was supposed to go to the party with me. And we was into it, and he was like, I ain't going. So I got myself together, got dressed, and I went anyway. And James went as my date. That's what you get. Like, ain't nobody gonna keep doing this with you.
Right.
You either gonna be all in or you're not gonna be all in. But
Right.
if you don't want to do it, don't get mad when I work with other dudes.
Right. You can't do that. But even if you work with other dudes, why he think you trying to smash him?
No, he just be like, he lied. He just lied.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, I ain't gonna say I had no problem with you working with you. That's it. I ain't like you being damn near naked. I had on a crop top and some leggings. Find the leggings.
Fine. Huh?
I wasn't naked. I had on a crop top and some leggings. He just complained because he complained. Anybody got time for that shit? I know.
Hey, what you say? You didn't want to stay home and play video?
Yep, I told him before I walked out the house, I said, I don't even want you to be my husband no more. It's stupid. shitting me? You better ask my aunt. I got my papers already drawn up.
You can't say that.
Oh, okay. I know one thing. I ain't gonna keep putting him.
Sorry, we late.
Ooh,
I didn't even know she was doing a fucking show today. Soul therapy. She's one of the first shows here. She ain't called me. Definitely ain't got paid. And the only reason she looked up that I was here is because I was up here cleaning up today. I got here about 11:30 or so. And I was coming up here cleaning up. Because we had a long night. Well, not a long night. I cleaned up every day and every week.
Do my skit without him. And we just gonna make it seem like he was just too scared to show up to the show. And by the time I
So,
get done
when
chopping and eating, it's
Uh-huh.
gonna be good.
What I got to do?
You Murray.
What I saying though, what I got to do?
Ain't you done seen Murray?
I mean, I got to say something.
Yeah, you gotta say something. You gotta say, okay, so one of the twins he is and one of them ain't.
Damn.
I got that off a Lifetime movie.
Okay.
It's a real thing, apparently.
What's the old boy name you were talking to?
I was talking to which one?
Downstairs.
I don't know. I met him downstairs.
Okay.
I thought you knew him.
Well, I know him from here. I just don't know. I'm horrible.
He was watching me when I was running.
And then he
Then he
gave
said,
some advice.
whatever. You don't know what I'm doing because I know what I'm doing. But I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Planning. Damsel in distress.
Right. I take suggestions all day. That's part one. 3, 2. You know all this.
Oh, you running out the building? Why are you shooting it that way though?
I did both.
Oh, okay.
I did both. Because you know they do that on Maury.
Yeah. Murray.
Murray.
You took your shoes off?
Hell yeah.
Why you got pictures of me on your phone? You stalking me?
Yep. I had to make your card.
Oh, that's the back of the card, the DNA card.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to tell him when I was like, okay,
No, I said, why'd you shoot the video that way?
which way? Long way?
Yeah.
Because I can edit it to flip it.
You can flip it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was telling him, I was like, okay, so the people supposed to be from Willacoochee, Georgia. It ain't
I
like
heard
1,000
that.
people down
Yeah.
there. So I was telling him, you got to get into the character. So your character, I was like, you got a super coat. He was like, nah. I said, okay, well, get one of your short sleeve collar shirts and we're going to put a tie around it because he country. So we're going to try to make it seem like he trying to do his best to be on the show.
Okay.
And he was like, man, I don't care about none of that. I don't do all that. You do all this. And I'm like, you can't have that kind of attitude with your wife when it's something that's important to your wife. Like, I could go down there and be like, bro, why you playing video games? That's some boy ass shit. Get up, work, Uber. Like, do some extra shit to make some money. Like, get the fuck up. But I don't say that. I just be like, all right, I guess this is what he want to do. I don't